How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping out another video. Right, guys, I'm flicking through my planner. BBC One came up at 9 o'clock till 10, a program called Police Under Pressure. If you're on Twitter, type in hashtag Police Under Pressure. I'll put a link in the description below for the BBC iPlayer so you guys can watch it if you're interested. If you are interested in crime and policing and like knife crime and all that sort of stuff, right, and the current state of policing and the policing levels and stuff, please watch this program and let me know what you think, right? Because obviously I keep up to date with obviously current affairs and stuff. You know that I've been involved in the criminal fraternity. You know I've been in prison and stuff. And this program followed West Yorkshire Police carrying out their job, speaking to call handlers, police officers, victims of crime and stuff like that, about antisocial behaviour, to like knife crime and gun crime and stuff like that. And it was only on for an hour, but very good watch and stuff. Now, you know what I'm like, I keep up to date with current affairs, as I've said. And I was tweeting throughout the programme with the hashtag Police Under Pressure, right, on Twitter. I've gathered about 30 followers on the back of it, just having my little rants and stuff, having my say as a former criminal. And I know what I'm talking about. It's as simple as that. Now, a lot of police officers have started following me, ex-police officers and stuff, through the programme. A lot of my comments have been retweeted and liked and stuff because, like I say, I'm not a know-it-all, but I do know what I'm talking about. Now, like I say, with fewer police on the streets, guys, under the Tory government, we've lost about 21,000 police officers. I think it's the lowest policing level since, I've seen two figures. I've seen 1996 and I've also seen 1980s, right? So it's one of the two, right? I don't know off the top of my head. So obviously you see two different things, so you've got to quote on both. And like I say, under the Tories, police has been decimated and stuff. We're seeing a rise in obviously knife crime, gun crime, postcode gangs have exploded. They've always been about. Here in Manchester, we had the originals, yeah. We had the Gooch, we had the Doddington. You know what I'm saying? Like over there in Moss Side, I became involved with the Gooch and stuff. Gooch Close and Doddington, they ate each other, and like I say, that was sort of the original sort of postcode gangs and stuff back in the day. Back in the, you know what I'm saying, like way back when. Right, anyway, guys, right, so the program's following the police, yeah, and you're talking about victims losing faith in the police, a shopkeeper he was getting loads of antisocial behaviour, a little feral gang of kids kept coming in, yeah, and started booting a window through, and he grabs a baseball bat and all that, and he said next time, he said, I'm gonna start swinging it indiscriminately and just start taking people out and stuff and taking the law into my own hands. Now, like I say, the programme and stuff, then someone said from the government, oh, it's down to drugs and it's down to gangs. That's the rise in crime. Right? All these academic qualifications, right? And yet they've not fucking nothing up here, right? Let's have a look at the social and economic, easy for me to say, deprivation, yeah? Right? You've got more people being born into abject poverty. You've got youth services that are being cut. Right, you've got more people with mental health problems, right? Like I say, you've got community police stations closing down, right? So places are unpoliced, the youths and criminals and gangs are running feral, right? And it's a green light for criminals across the board to commit offences, and the police are powerless to stop it, and it's becoming a gangster's paradise, right? It's as simple as that. That's my opinion, and I stick to it. It's down to bad political decisions, cuts to policing, cuts to youth services. Like I say, the class warfare and stuff, you've got middle class, you've got the upper classes, and then you've got us at the bottom. The government make all of these decisions and stuff, and somehow it's our fault, and us at the bottom of the pecking order, the most vulnerable in society, the most susceptible, we're the people that are to blame, and we pay the price for bad political decisions because, unfortunately, shit rolls downhill. Who's at the bottom of that hill? The working class guys, right? People that are struggling and stuff. And like I say, the gaps between the haves and have-nots are getting bigger year on year, right? Minimum wages creeping up, rate of inflation going up X amount. So like I say, the gaps are getting bigger year on year. So social and economic deprivation is definitely another reason why. Like I say, mental health, you've got, like I say, the police's job is they're having to deal with mental health issues, domestic abuse. They're having to prioritise crimes, right? It's as simple as that. They're having to prioritise crimes. And what they've done, the courts and stuff, they said, oh, shoplifters, right? It used to be like £80, then it was £100, and it's £200 now before they'll arrest them, right? Now, shoplifters are some of the most prolific offenders known to man. You've got people breaking into cars, right? Like I say, you look at the drug world, right? You've got drug users that are then shoplifting, they're breaking into cars, they're breaking into they're carrying out commercial burglaries, dwellings and stuff like that to feed their habit, right? To steal stuff, to sell it on, to go into the pubs around town and sell the stolen loot, and obviously go and get a couple of bags of heroin or crack or whatever they're on, yeah? And that's the reality. So like I say, there's a domino effect there. And like I say, with fewer police on the streets, guys, and the police having to prioritise crimes, what they're doing, they're letting low-level crime and antisocial behaviour slide, and are going for bigger, like more serious crimes and stuff. But in doing so, the police are under pressure because obviously the CPS have got targets that they need to hit, in my opinion. And like I say, so what do? When there's evidence to show that you are innocent of a crime, you get a partial disclosure, or they hide in disclosures, right, or failing to give like proper disclosure shows that you're innocent, because then they hope they can hustle you into prison or hustle you into court and get a conviction. And that's the reality and stuff. And like I say, the thin line, as they call the police, the thin blue line, it's so thin you can't see it. Frontline policing numbers are down. Armed response police numbers are down. Police response times are down, right? And the criminals are sat there, rubbing their fucking hands, laughing. And this programme, I can't even believe it's been aired, me, because we know how bad it is, but this programme shines a light on it. Anyone that's sitting there that might be thinking about dipping the toe into crime, hopefully they're not, but if people are thinking about getting into crime, or they're at that young age where they're starting to go down the route of gangs and getting involved with crime and stuff, this programme is going to make them think, fucking hell, I've got a good chance of going out, committing crime and getting away with it. A pair of leather gloves, guys, right? A balaclava, a hood, right? And being clued up, not leaving forensics or anything at a scene of a crime, whether it's a burglary, which I don't condone, or you're going out stabbing somebody up, or do you know what I mean? You're doing whatever you're doing, mugging people, whatever. Balaclava, a set of gloves, as long as you've not got your smartphone with you that's gonna like track you and stuff, and because obviously you're pinging off cell site mass here, there, and everywhere, and they can locate you. If they take your phone and suspect you and get wind of you, your phone pretty much incriminates you. And I've done a video on that further down my timeline. More people knocking around with basher phones and stuff. Like I say, CCTV. During this programme, guys, as well, this 1 hour programme, I can't believe this, right? The police call handler was asking the victim to gather evidence for the police. It's like, hello, I'm not criminally trained and stuff, right? But like I say, they're asking Joe Public to carry out police jobs and stuff. It's taking the police guys 28, 48, 36, 48 hours to turn up to burglaries and stuff, right? Like I say, the police are prioritising their jobs, and they're letting crimes go. And guys, some crimes are going unsolved and are going even uninvestigated, guys. That's the harsh reality. Like I say, for Joe Public out there that's paid their tax and living lawfully and stuff, must be a very scary world to read these headlines, to see these facts, these figures and these statistics and stuff come into light and stuff. And like I say, me as a former criminal, what do I know? No one listens to me, right? I don't know nothing. I'm actually extremely clued up. But like I say, I don't condone people committing crime. I'm out of crime now. I've been out of crime for I've been out of prison like 15 months and 6-7 days, yeah, right? I've not committed crime in that time, obviously, whilst I was in prison. And then obviously I've not had like police like at my door for like 2.5 years. That could be because I've moved, though, to be honest with you. But if they wanted me, I'm sure they'd find me. So like I say, and it goes on, guys, right? And like I say, more people being born into abject poverty and stuff. More people are having to cut corners. So small crime becomes big crime. You've got the young lads on the estates and stuff like the youth services have been cut and stuff, right, that were keeping them off the streets, that were keeping them occupied, that kept tabs on what they was doing, have all been cut. And it's all down to bad political decisions, but somehow it's you lot that have got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Shit rolls downhill, but yeah. And it really wound me up that the government, right, with their fucking, was like, oh, the crime and the rising crime is down to drugs and gangs. Nothing to do with police figures. Nothing to do with mental health. Nothing to do with youth services being cut. Nothing to do with policing being cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you for real, man? Fucking Jesus Christ. Stevie Wonder, who's obviously blind, God bless him, he could see what the state of what's going on. But like I say, what do we know? And the police are on the programme and stuff, and I've watched it and stuff, and the amount of people that were retweeting, police officers retweeting what I was tweeting because I was right. Like I say, there's a lot of factors at play, right? But the fact is, with the classes and stuff like that, obviously the government have made this. This is a problem of the government's doing, right? But yet they don't take accountability. They're not holding themselves to account, saying we dropped the ball on this, taxpayers and Joe Public. The Tories run the government, run the country. It's run by the rich, for the rich, right? And us at the bottom of the fucking thing, they make bad political decisions. They look after the posh and upper classes and middle classes. Us at the bottom, it's somehow our fault and we have to pay for it and stuff. They're taking hot meals off school children in school. But yet then they'll give themselves pay rises and stuff. And they're already living comfortably, and they're already fucking the taxpayer over with their expenses and stuff like that, their expenses scandals and their expenses claims and stuff. And they're getting taxis here and chauffeurs here and chauffeurs there, and they're eating at nice restaurants, and they're wearing £700 like jumpers and stuff. And people at the bottom are struggling to put the food on the table. And while the government and the middle classes and upper classes are laughing all the way to the bank, people, Joe Public from the council estates here in England, in Manchester, and all these hard-working people that are getting their like wages topped up by tax credits, or they can't get a job because the jobs are hard to come by these days and stuff, are on the way to the food bank. And it's the harsh reality of Britain as it is. Broken Britain, broken system, broken, like I say, the country's fucked. It's gone to the dogs, mate. Simple as that. Like I say, knife crime, gun crime, you've got moped crime, you've got acid crime, crimes against the person, violent crime, mugging old women's going up, fucking shoplifting. You can get away with shoplifting now because they don't care. £200, if it's under £200, they will not arrest them. They'll just give them a caution. Bam, see you later. Broken Britain, lawless Britain. It's becoming a criminal's paradise, guys. It is a green light for criminals across the board to go out and commit crime, and the police are powerless to stop it. Police response times are down. Community police stations have closed down. People then, Joe Public on the estates and stuff, are turning to criminal hardmen, gangs, gangsters to sort out problems from low antisocial behaviour up to crime. Why? Because they can get results. They turn up. Mob justice rules stuff in that sort of situation. And it's a sad state of affairs, guys. If you agree, do you agree with me? Am I completely wrong? Do you agree with some things but you don't agree with others? You have to let me know in the comment section below, guys, right? I'm going to put a link in the description to the programme that I'm referring to. Please, if you get time, please watch it. If I can rip it off iPlayer and put it onto my channel so you lot can watch it, I'll do that. But like I say, guys, the fact is, the harsh reality is that I'm out of crime, but I got out of crime at the wrong time because, like I say, it's free reign out there. And like I say, the police are not turning up, so then what happens then? When you're seeing the police riddled with corruption and stuff, and you see that the crimes are going unsolved, unreported and uninvestigated, right? What happens? Victims then don't come forward because they think, well, what's the point? Last time I came forward, the people got no further action. There was fingerprints on my window. There was this on my window, footprints on my window. It was obvious. We know who did it, but the police couldn't. The police didn't charge them. So then what happens? It stops victims coming forward. It stops witnesses coming forward and speaking to the police. Not that I believe. Not that I believe that witnesses should ever speak to the police. Certain crimes, I believe that grassing is approved and stuff, and that's when it comes to children. Mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, or sexual abuse towards children and rapists and things like that. then grass till your heart's content and stuff. But every other crime, like I say, it's going to stop victims coming forward, witnesses coming forward. So again, what does that do? Plays into the criminals' hands. The criminals are rubbing their hands and stuff. Like I say, I'm out of crime now, guys. I'm just giving a rough overview of my experiences and my opinions as someone that was involved in organised crime, racketeering, running protection rackets, been involved with firearms, drugs. You mentioned it, I've been involved in it in some way or another. I say that to my shame and stuff, and it's all in the past. But my opinion of the policing levels in Britain, it's lawless Britain, it's broken Britain. And like I say, community police stations are closed down. Frontline policing's police are not a non-entity on the streets. And it's a green light for criminals across the board. The gangs, youths and criminals are running feral. So gangster's paradise, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you all for your comments, guys. Put your comments in the comment section below. Watch that documentary if I put a link in the description. And let me know what you think about the documentary. God bless, guys. Speak to you soon. Cody out.